Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another week, another podcast, the Love Letters to Broadway podcast, the podcast where we give you Broadway tips, Broadway tricks, Broadway advice. We have a lot of adventures. This is episode 37.
And guess what?
What?
We're together live in person.
Yeah. So usually when we record, we're always separated. We record online, but
Yeah.
we are together this time. So that's fun.
Together
Wherever
wherever we
we go.
go.
We were just listening to that on Spotify. Once again, I'm Michelle,
And I'm Skylar.
and welcome back to another podcast. So we got a fun week ahead. We're gonna, of course, once again talk about our hyperfixations. When do we not? We're gonna talk Broadway news. We're gonna talk a little bit about the really fun Rush experience we
So
had.
fun.
So fun. And we're gonna give a show review for the last 5 years, which we
Dun
were
dun.
blessed to see, but have thoughts about.
Major. Major thoughts.
Significant. Significant. I think you have more thoughts than I do, even. 'Cause I've never seen anything with last 5 years before, and Skylar loves it, and
Yeah, it was a show.
it was a show. So we're gonna talk about it. So let's start with hyperfixations. Do you have yours ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. So I'm gonna start with books
Mm-hmm.
because I have a recommendation. One being Heartless Hunter that I said last week by Kristen Cicciari.
Mm-hmm.
I read it in 3 days. It was incredible. Highly recommend.
Wow.
It's a world where witches are not allowed to be,
Mm-hmm.
and she's a witch in disguise and saves other witches, but then falls in love with the soldier who works for the government. It's so good.
I'm so like all over the place.
It's so good though. I ate that shit up.
Falls
I
in
was
love with
cursed.
guy from the government. She's a witch, but she's not a witch.
Yeah, from like the kingdom. I don't know if they call it a government or kingdom. I would assume a kingdom maybe because it's like a fairyland. But it was so good. I recommend it. And then I decided to bite the bullet and start the Hunger Games series. I'm like 10 years way too late. But I've never seen the movies. So,
Ever?
yeah, so I'm like,
I've only seen the
really?
first two.
So I was like, I'm gonna read it. So I bought the whole series. I have like 100 pages left in the first book, and I'm addicted to it.
Oh, you actually like
I
it.
actually really like it. So we'll see.
Now you gotta watch the movie afterwards.
Well, I'm gonna read all the books first, and
Hmm.
then because I don't want to like form ideas. I want to be
Yeah.
completely because I only know what Katniss and Peeta looks like. I don't know, and Gale because it's Liam.
Yeah. I don't know. I tried watching Hunger Games. I never read the books, but I did watch the first two movies. I
I don't
couldn't get into
know.
it. I feel like you were either a Hunger Games girl or a Twilight girl, and I was a Twilight girl.
See, I read the Twilight books when I was
Did you watch the
younger. Oh
movies?
yeah,
Were you Team Jacob or Team Edward?
Team Jacob.
Okay, good. Good choice.
Okay,
Very
good.
smart.
Yay!
Okay, we can stay
I
friends.
was Team Jacob all the way.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it. I mean, it's definitely like gory a little bit, which
Well, of
gets me.
course, it's all about them just killing each other.
But it's wild. I think you can relate it to today. So I'm liking that.
How?
Well, that's too political, so let's move on.
Oh, oh, oh,
I'm kidding.
snap.
I'm kidding.
Whoa, whoa,
Um,
whoa,
so
whoa.
I'm liking it. Um, Music wise, I've been obsessed with two things.
Mhm.
Jonas Brothers and Jamie Moscato.
Your Jays.
Literally my JJs. Um, so at 3, I rediscovered the song Chainsaw by Nick Jonas. Oh, I'm playing it for you later.
Yeah, I don't know it.
If you're going through something and you're so mad, listen to that song and you'll feel like ignited.
Hmm.
One of the lyrics is I'll take a chainsaw to the sofa where I held your body close for so long. It's iconic.
Oh,
Iconic.
oh,
So I've been like jamming to that.
okay.
At 2, again, Joe Jonas's album is coming out in 25 days, people. But he released this song,
Mhm.
What This Could Be by Joe Jonas.
Now you've always been a Jonas Brothers girl.
Always.
See, I liked their music, but I wasn't like a Jonas Brothers
No,
girl.
I was since Bob's Parking Lot.
Mm.
Um,
I feel like you were either same with like the Twilight and Hunger Games. I feel like you were either Jonas Brothers girls or you were Big Time Rush or One Direction girls?
I was Jonas Brothers, One Direction's 5 Seconds of Summer.
I loved 5 Seconds of Summer. I forgot
Loved
about them. Yeah, there's the four. It's the quad.
the quad, the quad of boy
I was
bands.
okay. I was number one. I was number one Big Time Rush girl. Then number two, One Direction. Number three, SOS. Five SOS. And number four, Jonas Brothers.
Yeah, it was Jonas Brothers all the way. I still have all my old t-shirts, like from Justice. I saved them. Like
Justice. I
that's
remember.
a throwback. I love that store.
You're giving away our age.
I love that store. But yeah. So
You know what store I used to love? That just reminded me of that. Do you
don't
remember
say
Club?
Libby Lou.
Hear me sometimes. I'm like, yeah, my brain.
But I was talking about Libby Lou at work on Friday.
Really?
Yes, because my friend had a birthday party there and we all got blonde wigs like Hannah Montana and
Oh
got
my
made
God, I
up.
remember people used to do that.
Oh, that's so weird.
That's so weird.
So we're in sync.
I'm so sorry if that was the screaming was too loud for your
No,
ears,
it's okay.
everyone.
That's what happens when you get us together.
No, because it's just scary. It keeps happening like more and more that we're in sync, and it's just we need to spend time with other people.
But that's like pulled out of like the back of our memories, like Libby Lou.
I haven't thought about it in years, and then all of a sudden, boom!
Crazy.
Oh,
So
love
yeah.
Libby Lou. That was the best. Shout out Libby Lou.
Why did they go bankrupt or something?
They all,
Probably, right?
they all did. They all did. They
That's
all did.
such
All
a
the
good
good
place.
stores.
But yeah. And then number one is Jamie Moscato released a live album, and my life has been changed. So now I can listen to Roxanne without going to YouTube.
Wow.
So number one, I've been jamming Roxanne.
Roxanne's a good choice.
Yes,
I
so
will say
good.
Roxanne's a good
And
choice.
Jamie Moscato. Although we're gonna hear Jordan Fisher do that soon.
Yeah, we got our tickets in lock.
In
So,
lock.
okay. You ready for my list? Is that
Yeah.
it for you for the week?
Yeah, I didn't watch anything.
Okay. So I've been listening to a lot of music this week, which is interesting because as y'all know, like I don't know, I haven't done a lot of music recently.
Yeah.
Skylar will be very happy to hear that I am bringing back the core Michelle, which is lifting off children's movies for my songs. Not Trolls this week.
Okay.
Kung Fu Panda 4.
What? What?
So,
Wait, what?
so Jack Black released a cover like of Hit Me Baby One More Time by Britney
Stop.
Spears. It is so freaking
I
good.
gotta listen to that.
If I could curse on this, I would because I cannot stop listening to it. And he has like a breakdown. He goes, "Hit me, baby, now one more time," and it's so freaking good.
I gotta listen to that.
It's so good.
I love Jack Black. Did you see him meet Tanner from Love on the Spectrum?
Yes, and
I
Tanner's
cried.
like freaking out.
Yeah.
You know what? That's another hyperfixation. Tanner and Connor.
Connor,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're great. They're great.
Yeah.
Okay. In my number two spot, it's so interesting that you said Jonas Brothers
Oh wow.
because I found a playlist on Apple Music
Uh-huh.
for Disney's 2000s music. So it's all like Disney Channel stuff that like we grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been blasting Get Back by Demi Lovato.
I wanna get
Back to the old days where the phone rang and I knew it was you.
Oh
Love
my
it.
God.
Love it. Love it. Love it. So
That's a throwback. That was a good one.
so that's number two, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And then in my number one spot, I'm again gonna stick with Disney.
Yeah.
So I also have been listening to a playlist called Disney Hits on Apple Music,
Mm-hmm.
where it's all like the Disney animated feature music. And I'm a very proud and loud Disney adult.
Yeah.
So I've been listening to from the movie Wish. I've been listening to the song "This Is the Thanks I Get," which is the villain song,
Mhm.
which for some reason the entire internet hates except me.
Really?
Oh my God, because they're like, it's not menacing. He's like making like having fun with it and like I don't they didn't think it was conniving and evil enough.
That's
But
weird.
I think the opposite. I think the way he says things and like if you have to really sit and evaluate the lines, it just shows you how deeply evil he actually is. Like one
Yeah.
of the like so one of the lines in the song is, I'll give you clothes off Benito's back.
Hmm.
So it's like, I'm not going to give you the clothes off of my back, but I'll give you the clothes off someone else's
I'll kill that
because
guy.
he's conceited and he's like narcissistic and only thinks about himself. He wants power himself.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think people have to get past the tempo of the music
Hmm.
and realize how great it is. And it has, oh my God, it has such great harmonies. It goes, do 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 do, and it's just so much fun. And I just love it. And it really pisses me off that people trash that movie because I thought it was a fantastic movie.
I never watched it.
We have
Not in my
problem.
repertoire.
Well, you're not a Disney girl.
I only watch like whatever the kids watch at school. Like I'm in Encanto. That's what we've
Now,
been
that's
obsessed
another
with.
thing I've been listening to this week. I've been really listening to We Don't Talk About Bruno. And yes, I do act out the
So
whole song
good.
myself. But
So good. That's one of the
yeah, that's
best,
great.
I think, movies.
Encanto is fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've really been in a Disney mood recently. Like even earlier this week, I wasn't feeling great, so I sat down and I put on Beauty and the Beast, which is my happy
Mm.
place. And ugh, every time the ballroom scene comes up, I just like hysterically sob. I don't know. Since I was little, it's like my thing.
Well, you know you'll be excited is Jamie Moscato does a cover of Part of Your World.
Shut up.
It's so good.
Shut up.
It's so good.
I have to listen.
It's so good. It's so good.
Shut up. Oh my God. Now I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. So that's my song list for the week. Um, as you all know, because I'm assuming you've listened to our other episodes, I've been on the work and hunt. Oh my God.
It's done.
That just scared the shit out of me.
My laundry's done, people.
You want to pause?
No, it's okay.
Okay, we'll keep going. So that scared the shit out of me. You know what that was like?
The opening of Justice for Tulsa.
Skylar makes fun of me because anytime we go to see Outsiders, as soon as they do the first done
Yeah.
for Justice for Tulsa, I jump out of my seat
Yeah.
every
You're
time.
gone. It's so scary. And the lights are off and you expect it, but just like
Like I know it's coming.
mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that's so funny. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So obviously I'm assuming you've all been listening, and I am on the hunt for a Workin. What's a Workin? It's a fake version of the Birkin bag because I ain't paying
No.
$40,000. Let me tell you, I don't got that money. But I could pay like, $30 at TJ Maxx.
Yeah.
I've been on the hunt. I went to another Marshalls. I went to another TJ Maxx. I still can't find anything. Part of me is willing to, it's like I'm really getting ready to just give into TikTok and buy it on TikTok shop. But I want to see it in person first. And like, I don't know.
It's a hard choice to make.
I really just don't want to buy one. Like I want to find it.
It's gonna be so satisfying.
Right? Like, I just want to find it. So I'm sorry, I don't have any positive updates for you guys. It's possible we may go work in Hunting today, but
Yeah.
we'll see. And then for all of you who want some of the Toontown drama going on, Princess Cookie Honey Dazzle's doing fantastic. Oh, don't just scared me. You can do it now.
Okay.
Yes, I'm talking.
You're talking about Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes. That's a good movie. Toontown. But Looney Tunes, remember that
You mean Space Jam?
movie? Space Jam. Okay, I'm losing it. Okay, go.
Hey, Skylar, we're gonna talk about your children's. You're talking to the children movie queen.
Yeah.
Okay. So for any of you following my Toontown journey,
Mm-hmm.
and who's maybe looking for an update on Princess Cookie Honey Dazzle, she's doing fantastic. She's thriving. She wasn't really happy because Toontown was down for a couple hours this week.
Whoa.
Yeah, she was pissed. But she's thriving. We haven't really run into bullies in the game this week,
Good.
which is, very good. Um, she's just living, in her Princess Cookie Honey Dazzle fantasy. Um, so yeah, I'm defeating those cogs and I'm making progress. Um, ooh, that's intriguing. Skylar showed me something on her phone. I'm trying to think about any other hyperfixations. this week. I think that's really it.
Hmm.
I don't know.
No shows?
I mean, television?
Yeah.
I haven't really been watching too much television this week. I've really been listening to music more or playing Toontown. You know what? Actually, I take that back. One show I will mention for any of you who are Jurassic Park fans, I've been watching Jurassic World Chaos Theory on Netflix. It's the sequel to the cartoon show Camp Cretaceous, which is about a bunch of children who get stuck on the island, right when it's like the first movie of Jurassic World and like everything like blows up and everything.
Oh.
So, but now they're adults and it's really good. It talks about what happens later on. One of them you think is dead, and there's like a whole mystery to it. Have they been lying? Have they not?
Oh.
And it's just like, it's really good. Obviously, there's a lot of horror aspects to it because it's Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
But if you're into that stuff, you should watch it. And I think at the end of the day, if you kick up to any conclusion about me, I'm a nerd. Based on everything I've listed
That was a
today.
good one. That's good.
Disney, Jurassic Park,
2000s, Jack Black.
Toontown, 2000 Jack Black, Kung Fu Panda 4. Okay, moving on.
So last Friday, we both had off from work and we decided to do something that we said we would never do again, like multiple times.
We decided to in person rush Outsiders.
Yeah.
We made a promise to each other we would never do it again. And then we were like,
Well, we have off. It's a sign. Like,
and we were like, you know what? We never really gave it a really good try where we got there early.
yeah.
So,
After getting home late from seeing the last 5 years, on like 3 hours of sleep, both of us,
oh my God, we had no sleep.
we had no
We had
sleep.
no sleep.
We were in the city by 7:30 in the morning on that line.
And it wasn't that bad. The
No.
line was better, I think, than it usually is. We had like nice people around us. I will say we had two girls behind us where I
They had
don't
diarrhea of the mouth.
yeah.
Like,
I'll let you say it for me.
sorry.
No, six, I don't want to.
No, it was just like
They couldn't
it was
stop.
7:30 in the morning and I guess I'm not a morning person. I thought I was, but maybe I am. I'm a slow morning.
Yeah.
And they just kept making videos and like talking and like we talked
Dancing.
and dancing and I was like, "Oh my God, 7:30 in the morning, people."
They couldn't shut up. It was so bad. It was so bad. But you know, to each your own.
But it wasn't like they were cutting or anything, so
I will say there was one woman online,
I
and it
forgot
really
about
pissed me
her.
off because I saw her post, like it just coincidentally came up on an FYP where
Yeah.
she was sitting at the show and like she showed like her point of view of the bows.
Hmm.
And so she gets online and she goes in front of us
She cut.
to meet someone else.
Yeah.
And Skylar actually went up to her and she was like, you know, are you planning on getting a ticket? Because it wasn't even just us. She cut someone else too, and that we became like friendly with.
And
And we all were wondering because we were there really early.
And we were trying to decide if we should separate or not because we wanted to see a show, but we also don't like separating for other shows. But we were counting. We're like, oh, we're not gonna get tickets if this is gonna happen. So maybe I should leave and try Operation Mincemeat or Smash or something. So I just asked her, I was like, are you getting a ticket or are you each getting one ticket or is everybody getting two? And she said that she was not getting a ticket at all.
And then we see later on. We saw her online waiting to go into the theater, and then we saw her obviously post where she
Yeah.
had like an actual like seat at the show. So she was a couple people ahead of us, so that was frustrating. At about 9 o'clock, security actually did show
Yeah.
up. You know, now looking back, we should have said something to them because
Yeah.
they were looking for people who cut the line and stuff, but you know, she had lied to us. We
Yeah, I
under
chose
the
to believe
impression,
her.
yeah, we tried to be nice people. Um,
But it's like it's sad to me that that's what humanity is.
yeah.
Like I wish she didn't lie. Like why are you lying about that?
Like just be honest with me, because then you know what? We probably would have separated
Yeah.
just to give us ourselves like another chance somewhere
Yeah.
else. But like, so security came. They started taking people into the box office at 10 o'clock in small batches.
Hmm.
And we were in the second batch and we got nervous because we were like, what if they're counting off the number of seats? Which now we saw
Yeah, they
is
were.
really what they were. So like if you're not in that first batch, you're either getting standing room or you're not getting a ticket.
Yeah.
So we were in the second batch. The girl in front of us was offered standing room. She chose to pass.
Thank God.
Yeah, because then we went up, we were able to get two standing rooms together. I think we got some of the last ones. Maybe there was like one more couple behind us that got tickets.
And at that point, we're like, let's just take anything we get.
Yeah. So we did get into the show. We were really excited. It was standing room. And then we kind of spent the day just walking around the
It was
city.
fun.
We went to, if you've never been there before, I highly recommend the Starbucks Reserve
Oh my
on
God, yeah.
34th Street. That was a lot of fun.
It
Great
really was.
food. We were Girl
The coffee was
Thriving.
so good.
Oh my God. It was like the best dark chocolate mocha I've ever
It was
had.
so worth it. It's a little expensive, but like honestly, it doesn't feel like you're in New York City when we were in there. It felt so
Mm-mm.
calming.
I feel like
It's
we were
like
on
three
like
floors,
vacation.
right?
Yeah.
It was so nice. It was so nice.
Yeah.
And you could sit there for a long time and they won't kick you out either.
Yeah, we saw like someone there working, doing his schoolwork and stuff, reading a book.
Yeah.
Like you can do whatever you want. So highly recommend that. We went to eat sushi and
It
then
was good.
we were trying to figure out what to do. We were trying to pass a little bit more time and we're sitting there, we're hanging out, chatting, and all of a sudden Skylar looks on her phone and sees a post online that out of nowhere Josh Strobel was announced as Pony Boy.
Yes. Yeah.
We were freaking out because that was like on my bucket list. That was like the last thing I really wanted.
We want and at that point we've completed all the pony boys.
Yeah. Like we spoke so many times about like how do we time it where we can go when Josh is in because sometimes he announces in advance, but like
Sometimes it's just random. Like
yeah.
that Friday was just random.
Yeah, like that was just random. So we got blessed. We finished the trifecta.
Mm-hmm.
It was very exciting and he was fantastic.
It was great. It was a whole different take on Pony Boy.
He was way more like naive. And I said that
Yeah.
to you at the show. Like I think he brings more of an innocence to Pony Boy, whereas the others bring more of like a rough and toughness.
See, I like the rough and toughness because I think it
Mm,
shows how Pony Boy really wants to be a greaser and is trying really hard to be one, but he
mm.
is. I love Joshua's pony. I just love him even more as Johnny.
I love him as Johnny too.
I think for me, his Johnny is like ultimate because you really feel bad for the kid. And I also noticed this was from a while ago when we saw him, but when he would like pretend to be tough a little bit near
Mhm.
Dally, like during Grease Got Old, and then he would turn the other way and then revert back into himself.
Yeah,
I
I
was like,
noticed that too.
right? Josh does those like little things that make Johnny, you really feel bad for Johnny.
Yeah, you like you know what I said we were talking about this in the car the other night.
Yeah.
When I first saw Outsiders, Sky as Johnny almost scared me a little bit.
Hmm.
Um,
He goes for like the tortured, depressed
yeah.
soul.
Yeah. But but Josh as Johnny, I feel so much sympathy for the character and I feel like I actually connect to the character more.
Yeah.
Like we were sitting and talking the other night. We were like in our like friendship, who's the pony boy and who's the Johnny?
Yeah.
And like based on like that performance, like we both felt like Skylar would be the pony boy and I would be the
Hmm.
Johnny. I don't know. I just feel like I connect to the character more when he's playing the role.
Yeah.
But I loved him as Pony Boy. It was really great to see a different perspective of it.
Hmm.
Do you have a preference now seeing the trifecta? Like,
I will always say Brody.
mm,
I think there's a reason why he's the um principal. What's the word I'm looking for?
yeah,
The
like the
main,
original,
the
the
original.
yeah.
I think he really embodies Pony Boy.
Hmm.
Although I will say the last time we saw Trevor, he really developed more than the first time we saw him.
Yeah, I like Trevor significantly more this time than the first time we saw him too.
Yeah. I feel like he's put in a lot of work, but I would say I would still want to see Brody.
Yeah. I don't know. I go back and forth because I like them all for different reasons.
Yeah.
I think based on the last time we saw Trevor, like the more I think about it, I kind of want to put him first.
Mm,
I just really loved his take last time. Like I feel like he had like a fun side to Pony Boy, but
yeah.
also the scaredness and the roughness. And you know what I noticed? He walks out down the aisle with a cigarette in his mouth,
Yeah.
but Josh as Pony did not do that. He doesn't have that. And also I don't think Brody comes out smoking. I think he maybe has one behind his ear. but I noticed that like Trevor's the only one who comes out like and he sits there on the tire smoking.
Oh wow. I don't know. I think Brody doesn't. He just sits there and reads.
Yeah.
Or writes, I
And
mean.
Josh definitely doesn't.
No. Huh.
So I thought that was interesting. Like I kind of liked that because again, like you said with Brody, I felt like Trevor was trying to be
Tough
like put on a
macho.
tough,
Yeah.
but like yeah. I think combo wise, 'cause we've seen a lot of combos of like Johnny's and Ponies now
And Daryl.
and Daryl's. I think my favorite is actually it has to be either Trevor Josh
Yeah.
together or Sky Brody. Like I think when they intermix, it doesn't meld as well.
Yeah, and I will say I liked Trevor, Brent, and Jason together. I like those
Yes.
three. We saw the new Dally. He was
He's fantastic.
fantastic.
Wow.
Like, oh my God. Even at the end when Dally's like dying and
Mhm.
he with his last like breath and then he goes macho again and walks out all macho.
Yeah, I loved that.
Oh, it
I
was
also love
insane.
that, Joshua Boone used to scream, Johnny, can you see me now? It screams.
Yeah.
And Daryl did that too when we saw him.
Yeah.
Um I liked that he goes limp. He says,
Yeah.
Johnny, can you see me now? And then boom, as if he actually got like hit, like all the life was sucked out of him, which I thought was a very interesting take. And also, I love the way he says, does anybody care?
Yeah, it's very defeated.
Yeah, he's just like, does anybody care? Like he actually, like you hear like he's overwhelmed. Like you can hear it in his voice. It doesn't scream that out.
Him and Brent before throwing in the towel was scary.
Terrifying.
Like I was like, please stop fighting. I was
Hmm
like, I'm scared. It was the level of intensity that they had, and we
hmm
saw him with Victor, and I
It
will
was
say it
different.
was very different. Victor was incredible. We were actually shocked.
You know what I realized? I was thinking about that actually in the car right here.
Yeah.
I really think it matters the combos. I liked the combo of Victor as Dari and Josh as Pony.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's why, because the first time we saw Victor as Daryl, we were like, we thought he was great, but we weren't like, we didn't feel the same as when we see Brent, but we felt differently this time.
Yeah.
And I think Victor plays more of that older brother, rough and tough, like
Yeah.
I'm a construction worker, almost like type of vibe. And I think that played well with Josh's naivety of
Yeah.
Pony Boy. But I don't think it plays as well like with Trevor's toughness because it's like tough, tough, tough.
Yeah.
Like I think you need to like balance out.
Because even his runs in the family reprise was insane, Victor's. Like
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, he's intense right now. And like the tone of his voice was scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely matters the combo. But it was a great week. Good win.
Mhm.
$45. I will say I don't want to stand again though.
No, I don't either.
I mean,
I
you see
felt
everything, but like I was messed up by the end of the night. I think we're too old.
we old ladies.
Hmm
Skylar was having knee issues.
Well, oh,
My feet were bothering me.
should we tell them what happened to me?
That's up to you. That's your choice.
Okay, so I went to the bathroom and I was going up the stairs and I don't know how. I was wearing a jumpsuit, maybe it was too long, but your girl fell down up the stairs. Like bad.
She's so lucky I wasn't there with her.
Oh my God. And then somebody goes, "Oh my God, are you okay?" I said, "Yes, pretend like you didn't see that." And I ran to Michelle. I was like, "Oh my God, I fell." And she's like, "What?" I was like, "I fell."
When
I
she told
up the
me, I was
stairs.
like, I'm so confused.
I was like, "No, I like actually fell." And I went like it was like a three, like a dun dun dun. I was like, "Oh good."
Part of me really wishes I saw it, but I
No, I'm
honestly
so
like
happy I was by
I
myself.
think I wouldn't have been able to like hold myself from laughing.
No, I was laughing, so it's fine. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. So that I think affected the standing. But you do see everything. So it's like it's a double whammy.
Yeah.
But all right, so should we move into some Broadway news?
Sure thing, chicken wing.
So there's a lot of nominations going on.
Yeah,
Lots and
so
lots.
I saw Broadway World Awards was announced,
Yeah.
but also the Outer Critics Circle Award. which we posted a little bit about on our Instagram. Like we posted some of the nominations. So for the Outer Critics Circle Awards, Death Becomes Her is leading. They have 12
Crazy.
nominations. I'm shocked about it.
I can understand like lighting and stuff, maybe,
Hmm
but like 12 is like we liked it, but we didn't love it. I don't want to go again.
There are shows from this season that I significantly liked more.
I feel like you can't see it again because then everything's ruined, like the special effects and
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, also TikTok's ruined it.
Yeah, it's all over TikTok.
But like there's so many other shows. Like, you know what show didn't get a single nomination?
Hmm.
Elf.
What?
We loved it.
Elf was so good.
We loved it. It didn't get a single nomination, not for revival. Gray didn't get nominated for actor. And he was an amazing buddy.
He should have been nominated. He got snubbed.
At minimum, it should have been Gray.
Did Floyd Collins? Yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy got one nominated for Floyd Collins.
See,
I think he got the nomination because he's Jeremy Jordan.
that's what I think too. Not gonna lie.
Hmm
At least Tom Francis did. He deserved it.
No, he not for the Outer Critics.
No?
No, one of them he no he one of them he did, one of them he didn't. I don't remember if it was Broadway World or Outer Critics.
My brain's getting confuzzled between the two.
Yeah, I don't know why they released both on the same day,
Yeah,
but yeah, one of them he got the nomination.
yeah.
The other one he didn't.
That's not right.
I thought he was fantastic. The one that he didn't, the thing is they group like males and females together.
Okay.
So Nicole got the
Of
nomination.
course.
But unpopular opinion, I think Tom is a little stronger in the role than Nicole,
Oh,
but
100%.
especially after seeing other Normas.
100%. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a little confusing between the two. I am shocked. Um, and Jennifer Samar got lead performer, so she out
Yeah, she outed
Megan
Megan Hilty.
Hilty. I'm shocked by that.
I mean, Jennifer was hilarious.
Yeah,
though,
she
for
was
sure.
great,
I think
but
she really shined,
yeah.
but Megan Hilty was also great in her own way. I don't know.
It's a show that I don't know, like maybe it just has like a cult following, and that's
Mhm.
why. But like again, I feel like you can't see it again because everything is ruined.
Yeah.
Like the shock of the special effects.
I have to look up which award is which because it was so confusing because it was all the same day. There's also for one of the awards, and I think maybe it was the Broadway choice. I saw that there's some shows that just didn't get a single nomination, like Smash didn't get nominated for
Wow.
anything, which I was surprised about. Don't quote me on it because and maybe I'm mixing it up with Outer Critics, but I think it was Broadway World.
We have to see Smash. I'm curious now.
Yeah,
But I'm not paying 100. I'm
no,
paying
I'm not
40.
either. Mincemeat didn't get really as many nominations as I thought. John Proctor didn't even get a lot. Like, I saw a lot of the actors didn't get a lot of nominations from that show, which I was surprised about.
Isn't Tony Noms coming out soon?
They are in a couple weeks. So when that comes out, we definitely need to like go through the list of all the nominations and
Yes.
make predictions and
Yeah.
talk about it on the podcast.
I think it's like a Friday at 9 a.m. I think I was looking at it because I was like, oh my gosh, we should be together. And I was like, oh, we have work.
Ugh, every time.
Naturally.
Every time.
Okay,
Someone pay us money so we don't have to have full-time jobs anymore. Thank you.
that'd be nice. I don't have to hear my name all day.
Oh,
Be thriving.
Skylar.
Skylar, I love you. Okay, thanks. Okay, poor Haley Kilgore.
Oh, I'm so sad.
I
So
wanted to see her.
I know. So she's leaving Hadestown early because she's
Yeah.
having a lot of medical issues, which is horrible. Apparently, she left the show one day with like flu-like symptoms, but it's something deeper than that. I hope she's okay.
Yeah, and this was her first time back since Once on this Island. And I heard videos of her Wait for Me, and she sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm a little sad about that. I would have loved to see her with Ali. I think they would have worked better than her and Carlos.
Were we supposed to see her with Ollie?
I don't think so. I think she was leaving no matter what.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of, we did get our tickets to Ollie.
Oh my God,
We're gonna freak out.
I can't wait
Y'all
to see
know we
Orpheus.
loved him and Tommy, so
But also like he's a perfect Orpheus. Like Hadestown's casting has been like iffy lately.
mhm.
That casting, I'm like, good job, guys, good job. Because he's gonna be insane.
Please.
Oh my God, he's gonna be so good. If it's true, it's gonna be insane.
I was thinking about that. Yeah.
It's gonna be insane.
And we got second row.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So we're gonna be on well.
From the box office was this. Everyone should do that.
Yeah, that's another thing we should be talking about. We did that a
Yeah.
lot recently. We went and got like tickets to like 4 shows at the box office, all for less of the price of like one full price ticket.
Mm-hmm. No fees.
Mm-hmm.
We're thriving.
Thriving. So going back to Sunset Boulevard, which we talked about a little bit, they had some major tech issues this week. It was all over the internet that Nicole had to sing through a bullhorn to sing with one look. It was either that or like they were gonna just cancel like the whole show together because they were having a bunch of like technical issues with sound. But it went viral online. Everyone went crazy about it, and then this week, Andrew Lloyd Webber and Jamie Lloyd showed up at the show, and they were there when they auctioned off the bullhorn for
Yeah.
BCEFA Red Bucket. So,
Did they only sing that one song?
to my knowledge, yes.
How mad would you be?
Well, it's either that or you get nothing. But
No, are they getting
I
refunded?
think the reason I heard actually, I saw a post on TikTok. People were really angry about how the refunds went down. Like people were fighting with the box office, like they weren't being nice about it, like it wasn't handled
Oh
well.
wow.
So I think some people did not get refunded.
Wow.
But um, I don't know. The reason supposedly that Nicole did that was because like they were kind of like, well, everyone's here to see her, so let's give them what they want.
Oh.
But like if she did that, like Tom should have done Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
It should have been one song from each of them.
Yeah, definitely. That's crazy.
Yeah, so that was wild this week. We also got some West End news. So the final Sondheim musical, Here We Are, is beginning their European premiere at the London's National on April 25th. So
It really breaks my
that's
heart.
that's yesterday, actually.
It's the last one.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, but I'm curious to see how it does.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll transfer. Again, London, you're winning.
Hey, but we got old friends, which
Yeah.
we haven't seen yet, and I really want to.
It's so hard, guys. The rush today takes rush have been like really hard
I feel like it's
lately.
because we gave away all our secrets online.
Me too. I regret it. But okay. Have you watched any of the Actors on Actors?
No.
Okay, so I watched the one with Audra and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Hmm.
She has a segment where she was talking about why she chose Gypsy,
Hmm.
and it was so shocking. I guess, I don't know, not
She
shocking.
chose Gypsy?
How she chose to like push herself for Gypsy.
Oh.
Because she always thought that it's not a role that she could achieve. But one day she said she was upstate or somewhere with Gavin Creel on vacation. And he comes walking in and he's like, I just had an idea. You need to be the first black gypsy. Not gypsy. Mama
Mama
Rose.
Rose.
And he
Really?
pushed her. He's like, no, you have to do it. Like the role is made for you. Like you have to make history and do it. And now look at her. And then
Wow.
he passed away the first day of their previews.
Oh,
Or rehearsals. Maybe rehearsals. Previews or rehearsals, something like that. And she's like, oh, he's with me every day.
that's heartbreaking.
Isn't that crazy? So
That's so
thank you,
crazy that
Gavin
he
Creel.
pushed for it. Wow.
Although we've never seen her.
We always say we feel like there's some sort of weird juju.
Yeah. There's a I thought that was really cool. And then they were talking about their like superstitions and stuff.
Hmm.
That one was good. I saw a clip of Nicole and Jonathan Groff, and he was just hyping her up for a little bit. Jonathan Groff just seems like the nicest human ever,
I feel like he's a sweetheart.
right?
I want to be his friend.
So badly. But he was just like hyping her up, and she's just like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Speaking of Jonathan Groff, I saw today on Instagram that Lin-Manuel Miranda changed his profile picture to a picture of Jonathan Groff randomly.
That's funny. That's like the ultimate troll.
Yeah.
That's so funny. But yeah, those are really cool. I forget that they do that. The Actors on Actors, but Broadway version.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah, that was cool.
well, that's all the Broadway news for this week. So I guess it's time to move on to our big show review. We did see Last 5 Years this week, which was an
Yes.
experience. As always, when we do our show reviews, as y'all know, we break it down by different categories, and then we add up the scores from all those categories, which we rank on a scale of 1 to 10, divided by the number of categories to get our average rating for the show. The categories are costumes, set designs, songs and music, choreography, book, ambiance/crowd control, casting choices, and acting pacing. And we also always like to talk about the theater restrooms because they're important.
They are very important.
Did we go?
I did. It was annoying.
Mm.
I had to wait on a long line.
I remember now. Yes.
There was only like 4 or 5 stalls, and they didn't let you know that there's bathrooms upstairs. They made it seem like there's only bathrooms on the orchestra level.
You're right. I remember now.
And I don't understand why women take so long in the bathroom.
Yeah, like literally, like just pull it down, go and
Get
pull
out.
them up, get out.
Like I waited on the line for like what, like 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah,
Something like
and I
that.
was waiting for you.
Yeah, it was very
I
frustrating.
was doing work emails.
Yeah, it was very frustrating. Oh, and also we bought our tickets directly through the Hudson Theater's website.
Mm-hmm.
We got what was it? How many rows, Miss?
It's like second row
Second
mez,
row
yeah.
Miss for
What?
107 each.
Yeah, about second row, yeah.
And it was the perfect view.
It was like second or third row.
Yeah, it was perfect.
We had not a single blockage.
No, it felt like we were front row. You could
Yeah.
see the emotions of the actors, you could see everything.
And it's a very small theater, so I feel like no matter where you are, you're probably okay. But I think now seeing in the orchestra, because we
Yeah.
sat in the I mean, sitting in the mezzanine, 'cause we sat in the orchestra once upon a mattress. I think the mezzanine is much better in the Hudson than the orchestra.
I agree. Because I feel like we missed a lot.
I think we would have enjoyed Once Upon a Mattress more if we were in the mezzanine.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, so before getting into the show review, we're gonna give a quick little synopsis. We'll try not to give spoilers. Skylar's gonna do the honors this week because I personally still have no idea what Last 5 Years is about. So go ahead.
Okay, so Last 5 Years follows the relationship of Jamie and Kathy. It follows when they meet, when they fall in love, and the trials and tribulations of relationships. You see Jamie struggle with his family accepting Kathy, but also like falling madly in love with this woman and his career. And you see Kathy struggling with having her partner succeed and seeing his success and her not succeeding in her own life. And that ultimately leads to the downfall of the relationship. I would say that's the best way to do it without spoiling.
Yeah, I think that's. And did you say that like it starts like with she starts from the end of the story, he starts from the beginning?
Yeah, so every song they sing is based on their perspective. So you have Kathy's side of the story and they have Jamie's side of the story because every
Yeah.
relationship, you're the way you tell something is not the way your partner might tell something. So she starts with I'm still hurting and that Jamie left. Jamie decided it's time to move on, X, Y, and
Yeah.
Z.
And he starts with like the first time he really sees her.
Yeah. So it kind of shows you the duality when it comes to relationships and the struggles and how you might view it one way, but your partner viewed it a different way. Your intention was this, they took it as that.
Yeah.
I personally was a big fan of the story before. I obviously watched the movie with Jeremy Jordan and Anna Kendrick, but I also watched the bootleg of the original cast with Norbert.
Mm.
Yeah. So I was excited for this revival. Am I satisfied? Absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
And I will say it started from the moment we walked in to the theater.
Yeah, which maybe what we do this time is we start with the ambiance crowd control.
Yeah.
So skipping ahead to that quarter category, and I should also say, I think I said it earlier, but once again, I never knew anything about Last 5 Years going into this. I did not know
Yeah.
any of the music. I did not know the story. I went in with a complete fresh mindset.
Yeah.
So we had very different perspectives of it because Skylar, like, here's someone who loves the story already, and I knew nothing.
I think that's the part of the reason why this directing job failed because you have people who've loved the last 5 years, who've like I've overanalyzed it.
Yeah.
Because it's something I love, and you didn't appeal to them. You appealed to people coming for maybe Nick Jonas.
That's what it felt like. So when we went in, they had music playing that was like
Happy.
happy hip hop music, like
Yeah.
to like 2000s hits. You could tell it was music that was chosen for the Nick Jonas fan base audience.
It annoyed the living daylights out of
It had
me.
nothing to do with the story. It was like it just didn't match. Like it wasn't like when you walked into Boop where they were playing
Yeah.
like 1920s cartoony type.
Gatsby too.
Yeah, like
They played pop music and you're supposed to when you walk into the theater be transported into the story and it made you seem like you were coming to like a love story. Like a
yeah,
complete love story. And like two people were gonna have a happy ending. They should have had like just orchestrations going on or something like omunistic
yeah.
or I think I made that word up, but
Didn't they even play one of Nick's songs at one point?
no, they didn't.
Okay, I thought they did for
They
some
just
reason.
played very lively music, and it
Yeah,
annoyed me because it took away from the last 5 years and what it was.
yeah.
Um,
It didn't make sense. And also the crowd control, really bad. I mean, people weren't necessarily filming the
they're
show,
just talking.
but there were a lot of talking during the show. There
Was
was
it?
one woman in particular. Ugh, like the usher should have said something because anytime there was a quiet moment, she would try to open up like a potato chip
Hmm.
bag and or like try to eat, and like everyone around her in the audience was looking because it's a small theater, so
Yeah.
everyone hears it. Everyone was looking. The ushers never said or did anything. I also had someone next to me who was like manspreading the whole time. I had almost like no room. You had someone next to you that smelled like weed,
Yeah, which
but like that you can't help.
well,
Like,
yeah, I don't care about that. It
yeah,
was they were talking to each other because he came
yeah,
late.
yeah.
Um, and then there's one girl who like yelled out when she saw Nick Jonas.
Yeah.
Like it
She was,
was,
oh, she was like, ugh.
yeah, like it was very crazy.
Yeah, like she was like, oh my God, Nick Jonas. Like she was like moaning,
Yeah.
like as if she was like in bed with someone.
Like literally. I think that made me really upset just because this story is one of those musicals that you can literally relate into both the
Yeah.
characters. And like you have people who loved it for how many years now, and you have pop music playing and you're creating a fun atmosphere. I even saw they had a promo code for date night for the last 5 years.
That is not a date night show.
Yes. And like premium packages where you get like drinks pack like and I was like, what in the
That's not
this is not the last 5 years. You could do that for Boop or you could do that for Smash even. But like this is like I don't know,
it's
it
about
annoyed
ending
me.
relationships. That's
It really annoyed
I
me.
would give it a 0, honestly. I did not like it.
Yeah, I'll give it 0 because it makes me like really mad thinking about the pop music especially.
That bothered me too. Especially like, I mean, like I would say I didn't really know about it, but like, especially now seeing the show, I was just like, that's so poor taste.
It really is. It almost makes fun of it in some way.
Yeah. I think they knew people are only going for Nick, to be
Yeah.
honest.
I would have saw
Um,
it no matter what.
um, Jumping back to a second to I almost want to start more with like casting choices and acting pacing and then going to like some of the smaller categories.
Yeah.
Casting choices, there was a lot of talk online before the show opened that people thought Nick Jonas was gonna suck. Honestly. People thought they were comparing it to his performance as Marius in Les Mis.
Hmm. And
I actually thought he
yeah,
was the best part of the show.
he
I
killed it.
I thought his acting was phenomenal. I thought his vocals were great.
Hmm.
I was really surprised. And like I said earlier, like I was never the biggest Jonas Brothers fan. Like he actually really surprised me. Like
Yeah.
I felt, it's interesting, but I think I also felt the wrong way. So like, Jamie, from what Skylar explained to me afterwards, is not the nicest guy, cheats, whatever, right? But I actually was feeling like sympathy for him, not for Kathy, throughout the whole show.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was his fault. I think that was a directing choice. But I thought he played it very well. Like he was very fun and loving in the beginning, and I felt like I really enjoyed him, like his portrayal of the character, which is I think why later on, when he's supposed to kind of become the bad guy, like I didn't really feel like that because I was already so like invested in the character and loving his portrayal.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I don't think Adrienne Warren was the right choice for Kathy. She started from the beginning very like rough with it and like I don't know, I didn't feel sympathy for her. Like I felt like she was kind of just being very almost like whiny and like just like
One dimensional.
one dimensional and like I feel like she's the one who pushed Jamie away. Like which I know is not the right way to interpret
Yeah.
the story, but it's how this version came off.
Yeah, I agree. I think Nick Jonas, I think the moment everybody criticized him, he put in the work and understanding Jamie and
Hmm.
really like understanding the character and developing the character. Like
Hmm.
he did a good job in showing the different states of Jamie.
Yeah.
Um, I will say his voice wasn't as strong. There's a lot of like times I was like they need to either up his mic or he needs to project more.
I agree. I actually thought her mic was too loud.
Yeah. And I thought he was fine as Jamie. Like
Hmm.
he's not my favorite, but like I have no complaints.
Yeah.
Her, I was very upset with, if I'm being completely frank with you, just as somebody who's loved the musical for so long. Um, the part in See I'm Smiling where she goes, you know what drives me crazy? Can I say this? You know what drives me nuts? She should have started like how I was just talking, but she
Hmm.
started as a 10 and didn't build it up.
Yeah.
And like
There was
she
no
was,
build up from her throughout almost the whole
and
show.
that's what annoyed me because that's the biggest moment for Kathy where she's like, you know what? I'm done. Like
Hmm.
you're standing there while I'm crying and you don't care. And even her crying, I was like, I feel nothing from you. And I hated the direction of that scene, especially because Jamie should have been in that scene
Hmm.
because I think it would have been more powerful to see him not care while she was crying.
Well, that was the thing too. Like, I feel like the reason why, in some ways, both of them they struggled a little bit with acting is I think because it was chosen directing wise for them not to be together in almost
Yeah,
any scene. Every song was almost done as a complete solo. They only interact really during the wedding number.
yeah.
Um, and that's it for like almost the whole show.
And Shik's the Goddess. Not Shik's the Goddess, the
No.
Smule song.
Yeah, it was that was it.
And what also annoyed me is when she's auditioning and having the breakdown.
Mm,
Again, she started at a 10, so I didn't feel bad for Kathy. I was like,
no.
okay, she's not like when she's singing a part of that and that breakdown of the audition scene, you're supposed to be like, oh my gosh, she's done. Like she's
Hmm.
done with auditioning. She's done with feeling rejected, not only at the auditions, but being rejected by her husband at home. Like she's at a mental break point.
Yeah.
And I feel like there was no developing in that. I
I
feel
didn't
like they
get that
didn't
from her
spend
at
the
all.
time.
Yeah.
I feel like it was very rushed.
And you know, it's interesting because as soon as we left and like me and Skylar started talking about it a little bit, like I started telling her how I interpreted the show, and she was like, "Yeah, you interpreted the whole thing incorrectly,"
Yeah.
which I think says a lot about the poor acting and the poor directing choices.
I didn't feel like they were in love with each other in the way I
No.
felt that Jeremy and Anna were in the movie and the original cast. Like I felt something.
From the very beginning, as someone with an outside perspective, I never felt like they were like a couple that was gonna make it to the end. Like I feel like even though you know, because it starts with them already being broken up, you know they're not gonna be together. You
Yeah.
want to still have that little feeling of hope
Yeah.
throughout the show, like, oh, maybe there'll be a twist, maybe something's gonna change. I never felt like that. Like when he finally wasn't with her anymore, I almost felt like relief. I was like, okay, I don't blame you.
Yeah. It's like in Hadestown. Like
Yeah.
why you're so like, oh, it's not gonna happen, not gonna spoil, but you're like, oh my gosh, it's not gonna happen, even though we've seen it 3 times because the acting is done so great that they're
Yeah.
so in love with each other, and you think, oh, Orpheus is gonna trust her now.
Yeah.
I was very upset. I left. I remember you looked at me and I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. We were not loving it. So it definitely was a directing problem.
majorly, yeah.
But so what are your choice? What are your thoughts in terms of like casting choice? Like, do you think either of them was the right fit for the part?
I wonder how Nick Jonas would be um with somebody else. Like, I wonder how he'd be even with the understudy, or if it would be the
Mhm.
same scenario.
Like I feel like he had moments where he shined.
I think
Like
he
Streets of
had,
Goddess was great.
oh yeah. And I think he had moments, but also when your scene partner is not giving it back to you, it's kind of hard.
Hmm. Which I'm shocked about from Adrienne Warren because she's like this big name and she played Tina Turner. Like
Yeah.
I expected more. Um,
But I also think her vocals at some point,
it
I was like,
it was hurting my ear, but I don't blame her. I think it was a very bad mix of the sound.
I felt like she was just screaming at some points.
Yeah. So what do you rate casting
It's at a 10, right? Or at a 5?
out of 10?
10? A 3.
No. I
Sorry, guys.
I'm gonna give it a 5 just because I'm maybe because I don't have the comparison that you can make.
Yeah.
What about acting and pacing? I'm at a maybe a 4.
I'm at a 3. Because really, she gave me nothing.
Yeah.
He gave me a lot. She gave me nothing. Even though what annoyed me too, when they kept going, pretending like that was the door. Like it felt so
Yeah.
college acting. They kept going like to the left and then going underneath the pit or whatever
Yeah.
and pretending it was a door. And I was like, oh my God. Like you could just have a door.
I just felt like I feel like sometimes minimalistic is good, but in this case, I think it was bad. And I guess then jumping over to the sets a little bit, I agree. It bothered me that there was no doors. I felt like sometimes I couldn't tell if we were in the past or in the future. They tried to do it with lighting rather than sets.
And outfits
And
sometimes.
then the lighting got confusing, the outfits got confusing. They changed her hair a lot during the show, but I couldn't tell which one was future, which one was past. Like, it
Yeah.
wasn't enough of a difference for me to like know. I thought the only good part of the set that I liked was that they had the band on stage. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And I like that they interacted with the band a little bit. But like even like I don't know if you saw like they had like the buildings, like it's supposed to be like the city. They had two buildings, very tiny, like minimal, small.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I was really underwhelmed with the set. Like and I found I understood why they tried to do like I think it was supposed to be that blue light meant you were in the past and yellow light meant you were in the future. But
Hmm.
I just like I kept getting lost at a certain point. So I give sets like a 2.
I don't know if this goes with set, but it's just something I'm thinking about. In the song Nobody Needs to Know, when Jamie, spoiler kind of, so if
Hmm.
you haven't seen it, don't blah blah blah, spoiler, spoiler. Okay, that
Hmm.
gave you enough time. Jamie cheats on Kathy,
Yeah.
and they didn't put like a person or anything. He was just like
I
pretending.
literally said to Scott after the show, I was like, did he cheat on her? And she was like, yes.
Like I
That's the whole
wish,
point.
why couldn't they just put the understudy there just for that scene?
Or a blow up doll.
Like
Give me
something,
something.
because then you would feel the effect of, oh my God, he's an a-hole.
They had him squeeze the blanket and he pulled it up to the point where you could see there's no one in the bed. So
Yeah.
that's why I was like, I'm really confused.
It would have been so powerful if you had somebody there and he was like caressing her hair or like kissing her,
They
and
could
you'd be like, oh my God, I hate this guy.
they could have taken pillows even just to
Yeah,
make the
like
outline of a
something.
person.
But then he starts making the bed
Yeah.
and moving the blankets off, and you see that no one's there. Like they failed miserably in that.
I think that's set combined with directing.
Yeah, like it could have been like so powerful
So what do you rate it?
too.
2. Okay.
Sorry,
Going to
guys, I'm very cynical with this one.
no, it's fine. It's needed. Going to costumes, we said it earlier. I don't think the costumes progressed the story at all. It was very hard to tell what time period we were in.
Yeah.
Maybe Jamie's costumes were a little bit better than Kathy's because you could see he was like younger and kind of growing up a little bit.
And he took off the glasses and like
Yeah.
did all that.
But Kathy's, I did not like Kathy's because like I could not tell where
Yeah.
in the time period we were like at all.
Yeah, I think it was very confusing, the costumes, if I could.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
I'm gonna
know.
rate costumes like a 2 for me.
Yeah.
Maybe a 3. I'll give it a 3.
Okay. I will give it a 3 too.
Okay.
But I think like did he I mean he changed a little bit. She had her wedding dress. I also hated that scene.
Hated that wedding dress.
Hated. But I
That
also
was the
hated the
ugliest wedding
scene
dress I've ever seen.
because it should have it should have started off the next 10 minutes of them just like talking to each other and him like
Hmm.
proposing. It should not have been them getting married. Like until it should have progressed to that at the end.
It was
It
weird.
started off with her in a dress because I guess they didn't want to transition, but you
Hmm.
could add a little more orchestration, have her do a quick change, and then like have it look like she's walking down the aisle.
It was so bad. It
I
was
was
so bad.
so
I'm sorry. It
mad.
was so bad. Um, okay. Songs and music. As someone who was introduced to music for the first time, I do think there's some very catchy songs. I really liked Chicks a Goddess. I liked I'm Still Hurting and Goodbye Until Tomorrow. Are there songs I don't really remember? Yes. But I think the songs do a good job of kind of like letting you know where you're at with the story. Like I think if the songs weren't there, I would have been miserably
Yeah.
confused. I personally would give songs like a 5. Is it my favorite soundtrack in the world? No. But I don't think it was the reason why this version of the show was not good.
So my problem is I want to give it a 10 because I
Hmm.
love if we're basing it off of like the original stuff, like I love it.
But we're basing it off of this version.
Of them singing it.
I think both. Yeah. Like
Like
the song itself and then their take of the song.
because if it's songs themselves, like it's a 10. I listen to it like
Hmm.
a lot, even before it got announced. But with them singing it, like
You
I
could
liked
give it like
him.
a 7 or an 8.
Like I will say, and this is so mean, I guess, but I liked him singing. When she was singing, I was like, she's just screaming.
Yeah.
And that took away from the character. So I would say it's a 7 because of him.
Okay.
But her,
I
I
think
did
that's
not like her,
valid.
Kathy. I'm so sorry, but that's me being honest.
Choreography, there was none.
Yeah, there was none.
The only choreography was that in order to like show the change of the timeline, they move like forward and
Yeah,
back. That was
that
it.
was
So
it.
choreography I give a 0 because
Yeah.
there just really wasn't none and I they could have added some in, like show them like goofing off and dancing together, like as a love, as a couple. And also,
Yes.
she's supposed to be a dancer. She's supposed to be auditioning for shows, and like the choreography even at that moment, I was like, it was so unbelievable because she's supposed to be singing and dancing at the same time during an audition. Anyone who auditions knows that's not what you do. You walk in, you slate, you give your name, you sing a song, you come back for a dance callback. It
Yeah.
wasn't believable that like I couldn't understand like why is there choreography here? That's not how real theater works.
I hated her solo.
Hmm.
When she was like, when you come home, whatever. I hated
It was so
when
bad.
she had the trunk
Hmm.
of stuff. Hated that scene.
Why'd she get in the trunk?
Yeah, and scream. Like, why?
It just made no sense to me.
I hated.
And so last but not least, the book itself.
Well,
You like see
that's
that's the thing. You like the book. You
I
like the
like the book.
story. I didn't love it. I think if I wish I saw a different production of it first.
Yeah. I think you have to watch the movie.
I think for right now, given that I've never seen it elsewhere, I would give it a 5.
So I'm basing it off of
I think just the book itself, like
yeah, I love
the
the book. It's
story.
a 10 to me.
Okay.
I think it's so I'm the type of person who likes musicals. Like I love Next to Normal. I love this because I feel like it's so real life
Mm-hmm.
and makes you think about
Can I
life.
have your calculator?
Yeah,
Okay, we're now at the point where we're gonna
I'm
total the scores.
calculating $1,000. Did you see that? I
Why?
have no idea.
Okay, so we're at the point, you gotta charge your phone.
Yeah.
We're at the point now where, as y'all know, I'm gonna tally up the scores to get our final ratings while Skylar rambles. And I'm sure she has a lot to ramble about right now.
Yeah, so we wanted to see Last 5 Years because of the Nick Jonas hate train that was going on, and I think it was everyone who said bad things about him should take it back and kind of redirect it a little bit because he did an amazing job. I think the directing was very annoying to me. I don't think she fully understood the story, if I'm being honest. She also had them like never look at each other when they were interacting, which I thought was weird. It was so unbelievable that they were in love with each other. So I didn't feel bad at the end. I thought I said to Michelle before, I was like, I'm probably gonna cry. I did not cry.
She looked pissed the whole time.
I was like, I'm definitely gonna cry at the end because like the ending of the movie, I sobbed hysterically. And that's a movie. This is live theater. I thought for sure I'd be a goner, but no. Um, so I think as someone who just loves the musical and was excited for the revival, I think they forgot the main point of the story and just went for the like easy way, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Because I wanted Adrienne Warren to like break down as Kathy, because that's what happens to Kathy. She loses it. I mean, imagine you're working so hard to be successful and you don't get any of that. You have to like, see your husband living his dreams and you're stuck. I don't know. It was very upsetting to me.
Give me a second. I keep getting a different score.
Oh.
Every time I calculate 3 plus 2. Keep rambling.
So yeah. Um, but that's what makes me nervous about revivals is that they don't actually take into account that people who want to see the revivals have been like huge fans who like overanalyzed it. Like I've spent a long time. I mean, I was introduced the last 5 years, probably like my freshman year of high school. So that's a long time that I've been overanalyzing this musical. And that's what most of the following who are going to see it are going to take away. So I think when people are doing revivals, they need to really consider the cult following that musicals might have. And it
Mm-hmm.
makes me nervous for the future of revivals. Because we see it with Gypsy. We didn't love the revival of Gypsy. We didn't love the
I got it now.
revival of something else. I can't
I
remember.
feel like the revivals nowadays are like struggling. The only revival recently I really loved was Sunset and Tommy.
Yeah.
And
And
Elf.
Tommy closed, Sunset's closing.
Elf closed. Those limited run. I just I want more original work.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to be like sad original work. Like I want some happy shows like Boop.
Yeah,
We
Boop was
loved
fun.
Boop. We needed it.
Yeah.
Broadway needed it. Okay, I got the ratings.
Oh, geez. Da-na-na-na-na.
Skylar has rated this a 3.5 out of 10.
Oh,
And I've rated it a 3 out of 10.
oh, that makes sense though.
Yes.
I was so upset leaving. Like, and that's why I was so happy we got tickets Friday for The Outsiders because I was like, I'm so mad.
We needed it
Yeah,
afterwards.
the universe knew,
We needed to like reboot ourselves.
literally. But that makes sense, honestly. There was a lot of issues with it. I thought it would be Nick Jonas, not gonna lie.
Mm-mm. He
It's
was the best
he was the
part.
best part of it.
Would I recommend going to see Nick? Yes. Would I recommend going to see this production? No.
I think it's not something you have to run to see. If you
No.
miss it, you miss it.
Yeah. And there's a lot of bootlegs already online. You can see it online.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's it for this week. Let's manifest.
I'm, well, it's 2:55. I'm manifesting something pops us up for us tonight.
We're trying to decide whether or not we go to a show.
Yeah.
I'm manifesting, I feel like something too, but I don't know. Either that or I'm manifesting we find my work in today.
Yeah. Or I'm also manifesting that like Thursday we win something on Thursday. We go,
I don't think I can go Thursday.
I don't know.
Wednesday we have tickets already to something.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
No one's gonna know what it's
Where?
for.
Wednesday.
We don't
I
know.
don't
No
think
one
I
will
can
know.
Tuesday. I have a meeting after work. Unless the meeting is short, then maybe.
And Friday we can't. Wednesday may be our only day. Or Monday.
I can't Monday.
We can't Monday. I think
I've got
Wednesday's our only
meetings.
thing next week. Or the week, maybe the weekend.
I mean, Tuesday I possibly could because my meeting's at 3:30 and it shouldn't take that long, but I might be cutting it close.
Yeah, Monday we can't.
Well, there's nothing open
Tuesday.
Monday.
Actually, Tuesday I can't. Do I have something Thursday? Now I gotta look at my calendar. Look what y'all do to
So
me.
maybe the weekend? I don't think I'm doing anything.
Oh, Thursday I can. It's Tuesday I can't.
Oh, that works out then.
So, okay, I'm
So-
manifesting something for Thursday, and I'm also
Right?
manifesting we have a hella fun Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
I'm also manifesting that something really like sign worthy happens on Wednesday.
Yeah. I think Thursday I'm manifesting Real Women Have Curves.
I'm manifesting, I think I'm manifesting
A lot of
mincemeat. I'm manifesting mincemeat, but I'm cool with when Live Woman has curves too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else to manifest. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I think,
That's
yeah,
probably good.
I think it's a good start.
We don't want to be overzealous.
Yeah, we got some personal, maybe manifestations. We don't have to share them on here.
Yeah.
Um,
You don't get to know that one.
yeah, that's for me only.
Exactly.
So, okay. Well, anyway, once again, please follow us on social media at Love Letters to BUA with one Y on TikTok and at Love Letters to BUA with two Ys on Instagram. Why? Because one Y wasn't available because it freaking sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. And also for all business inquiries, you can reach us at loveletterstobroadway@gmail.com. Once again, this is at loveletterstobroadway@gmail.com. We can be reached 24/7. As you guys know, I don't sleep. I was up the other day till like 2, 3 a.m. But Skylar, she
Oh
sleeps, but
my
she wakes
God.
up by like 5 or 6. So in the middle of the night, you're gonna get me. Early morning, you're gonna get her. And yeah.
Well, weren't you shook at that one night that I was up at like 1?
That was scary.
That was
I
weird.
thought there was something wrong with you.
Well, there was, but
But
but that's a whole other good one. That was a good one. Well, there was. All right, guys. Have a great week. May positive things come your May good things come your way. Okay. Bye, guys. Have a good week.